Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan, Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the Sincere Aki, preaching truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm in the car, Khurab, Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out of a lesson, and there was an article put in the group chat by my bishop at this camp, the Bishop Canop, about how basically Esau is playing with the doomsday clock and keeping it 90 seconds, a few seconds, before midnight, which, to Esau, midnight, that's the day of destruction, the day of judgment, and according to them. But nonetheless, and I had to get it in another article because I don't have the article that the bishop put in the chat, because I don't know what's going on with it. But every time, I don't get stories like I used to, I guess because Esau mad because if I see a lesson, if I see a story and it need to be harped on, I do it, so I get a lot of BS. So I had to go to this other app called Reuters, which is what's the terminology? A trusted source of information. But nonetheless, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna bring out a few scriptures. But as you know, it says atomic scientists keep doomsday clock as close to midnight as ever. It says atomic scientists on Tuesday kept their doomsday clock set as close to midnight as ever before, citing Russia's actions on nuclear weapons amid its invasion of Ukraine. Was more like a defense of ended off. But let's continue. It says amid its invasion of Ukraine, nuclear armed Israel's Gaza war, and worsening climate change as factors driving the risk of global catastrophe. And the truth of the matter is, but climate change ain't part of it. It's the Lord's judgment, and it's World War III looming. Well, not looming, it's here. It's going to happen. It's just going to heat up. Let's go. And this is all the Lord's doing. But let's continue. This is the bulletin of the atomic scientists, as they did last year, set the clock at 90 seconds to midnight. The theoretical point of annihilation. Scientists set the clock based on existential risks to Earth and its people. And see, that's Esau. He think the whole world gonna get destroyed. No, the whole world ain't gonna get destroyed. It's just Babylon, America, and where them 48 fakers at. And it's gonna be other places that's gonna be hit, but they ain't gonna be hit with the amount of force and destruction that Babylon, America is gonna get hit with. But let's continue. It says the theoretical point of annihilation. Scientists set the clock based on the existential risk to Earth and its people. Nuclear threats, climate change, and disruptive technologies. And climate change is just a device of Esau. Wicked device. It's something that he used. It's just like another. But let's continue. This is such as artificial intelligence and new, as you see the word right here, IoTech, biotechnology. Let's continue. It says conflict hotspots around the world carry the threat of nuclear escalation. Climate change is already causing death and destruction. And disruptive technologies like AI, biological research, advance faster than their safeguards. Rachel Bronson, the bulletin's president and CEO, told Reuters, adding that keeping the clock unchanged from the prior year is not an indication that the world is stable, which is true, because Esau like being denial. It says the Chicago-based nonprofit created the clock in 1947 during the Cold War tensions that followed World War II, to warn the public about how close humankind was to destroying the world. And again, the world is not going to be totally destroyed. This is a destruction and a falling away of the current structure or power structure in the earth, which is this Edomite rule, which is going to be taken down through war. Let's continue. It said on Tuesday that the ominous trends, continue to point towards catastrophe, i.e., judgment of Yahweh Shemashah, including the fact that China, Russia, and the United States are all spending large amounts of money to expand or modernize their nuclear arsenals, boosting the risk of nuclear war through mistake or miscalculation. It says Russia's large-scale defensive in Ukraine set to reach its secondary anniversary next month. See, this is how these doubles. He escalated tensions with the West to their most dangerous level since the Cold War. It wasn't Russia that escalated. It was Babylon America that did it, using Russia as a proxy. It says a durable end to Russia's war in Ukraine seems distant. It's not Russia's war. And the use of nuclear weapons by Russia in that conflict, Slovakia remains a serious possibility. In the past year, Russia has sent numerous worrying nuclear signals, Bronson said. Bronson cited Russian President Vladimir Putin's February 2023 decision to suspend Russian participation in the New START treaty with the United States that limited the strategic nuclear arsenals of two countries. The United States and Russia together hold nearly 90% of the world's nuclear warheads, enough to destroy the planet many times over. And it's really, the planet ain't gonna get destroyed. It's gonna cause, this place gonna get destroyed. It's gonna cause a nuclear winter, but the world ain't gonna get destroyed. It's just America's gonna get destroyed. Let's continue, because with the amount of force that's gonna be hitting in the soil, that's gonna be thrown up in the air, the sun and the moon and the stars gonna be blotted out. You ain't gonna be able to see the sky. That's prophecy. Let's continue. It says Bronson additionally cited Putin's March 2023 announcement of Russia's deployment of tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus and the Russian Parliament's October 2023 passage of law withdrawing the ratification of the global treaty banning nuclear weapons tests. Russian analyst Sergei, if I'm not mistaken, that is Karaganov, however you say that, last year also spoke to the need to threaten nuclear strikes in Europe in order to intimidate and sober up Moscow's enemies. Traditional nuclear arms control has come to an end for now, even as a three-way nuclear arms race is shaping up. It's not a race, because America is behind and Russia is in the front. But it says it's shaping up among China, Russia, and the United States. And this is kind of, what I'm saying? And even with this article, it's reminding me of Battlefield 4. It was a war going on in Battlefield 4. It's a video game on Xbox, and I think it was on PlayStation as well. But Russia, China, and America are at war with each other, in that video game. So, let's continue. I'm gonna start over again. It says traditional nuclear arms control has come to an end for now, even as a three-way nuclear arms race is shaping up among China, Russia, and the United States, said Alexander Glasser of Princeton University, a member of the Bulletin's boards of experts on nuclear technology and climate science. And wow, let's continue. It says the picture is quite bleak on the nuclear side this year, Glasser added. Damn, my eye. It says Israel has been at war with Hamas since the Palestinian Islamist group based in Gaza launched attacks in southern Israel in 2023. Of course, them Edomites and 48 Fakers over there, they initiated that. So, yeah. As a nuclear state, Israel's actions are clearly relevant to the doomsday clock discussion. Of particular worry is that the conflict might escalate to more broadly in the region, creating a larger conventional war, drawing in more nuclear powers and or near nuclear powers, Salakia Brunson said, which that's going to happen. At least if the flock should draw them out. When it come down to Babylon America, they're gonna get them involved in the war and every other nuclear power Since climate change was added as a factor in the clock setting in 2007, damn climate change, the hell with that. Let's continue. This is the world in 2023 entered into uncharted territory as it suffered the hottest year on record. Yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. All right, that's the end of that. I ain't finna read all that climate change crap. All right, let's get to some scriptures. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And that's what's going on. A sound of battle is in the land. And we see wars and rumors of wars happening. We see things happening. We see these skirmishes. We see these proxies where they're going to heat up. All this stuff is going to heat up, but it's in the land. And this is according to Yahweh Shah, the judgment of Babylon. All these things play a part in the downfall of this place, and this devil's power structure in the earth. So a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Yes, and it's going to be a very, very great destruction. So much so it's going to cause the earth to reel to and fro like a drunkard. The earth is going to shake out of its place. That's going to cause all kind of things, tsunamis, and many other things. Let's continue. Jump down to verse 25. The Lord Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. So the Lord has brought forth his armory. He's opened his armory, Salakia. And he's brought forth the weapons of his indignation. And what are the weapons of the Lord's indignation? Those glistering spears, those swords bathed in heaven. ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads, or nuclear powered warheads. That's going to cause a great destruction. That's going to cause the earth to shake, to reel to and fro like a drunkard, to shake out of its place, to cause tsunamis, to cause places to be flooded, and so many other things. Nuclear winter, the skies being covered, the sun being blotted out, the moon not being able to see the sky. It's going to cause what? Plants to die, trees to die, wildlife to die, poison the waters. That is what the Lord is going to use to judge the earth. But the earth will not be destroyed in totality, just Babylon, America. But the Lord has opened up his armory, and what's in his armory, i.e. those weapons of indignation, the weapons of judgment that the Lord is going to use to shoot upon this place, and he's going to use these other nations to do it. Let's continue. Let's go to Job. Two verses. Job chapter 18, verse 11. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. And see, the fact that nuclear weapons have now entered into the game and could possibly be used, it has now got this devil afraid, and this terrorist has got him afraid, and it's driving him to his feet. It's making him move a certain way. So this devil is afraid on every side now. And this is the Lord's doing. It said, the terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. So this devil is getting scared. This devil is afraid. And see, these higher ups, they think they want this, so they think they're gonna be able to come back and just reestablish their rule. No, once that happens, it's a wrap. No more Edomite rulership ever in the earth, ever. Period. But the fact that nuclear devastation is staring these devils in the face, that is a terror, and it's making them afraid. It's drove them to their feet. Now they're moving lightly, they're treading lightly now, walking on eggshells, trying to keep things from happening. That's why they got the great white hope Donald Trump in there, with their tomfoolery, thinking that it's going to be a turnaround. It's not. Verse 12, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. So the strength of this place is going to be hunger bitten. This devil is not going to have any power to stop what's coming. So what it means by his strength shall be hunger bitten. The destruction that's going to come to this place, meaning hunger bitten is no power to do anything, no power to fight back. And destruction what shall be ready at his side, and destruction is ready at this devil's side. Hell from beneath is moved to meet this devil that is coming. So the destruction is looming and it is ready. And when the Lord say, okay, guess what? It's going to happen. And this devil's strength is going to be hunger bitten. He ain't going to have no power to stop it. But see, right now, they got everybody in a false hope. thinking that everything gonna turn around because people don't want this war. Regular citizens, low level Edomites that don't really know what's going on. They don't want a war. You know, I watch Redacted. From time to time. And they people like the Red. They don't want no war, but and guess what? They relying on the Great White Hope, which is Donald Trump, because he's saying I'm gonna turn this around. It's not gonna be anywhere. Nah, talking about peace. Well, this is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, as travail upon the woman with child. They shall not escape." So right when they talking about peace and safety, or we're gonna stop the war, this is not gonna happen. We're gonna stop all this, all that peace and safety. That's when sudden destruction is gonna happen. That's gonna come to this place. It's gonna catch everybody off guard because a lot of people are not paying attention. Most people are not paying attention. And it's going to come upon them what? As a woman in travail with a child. As a woman that's given birth to a child. And they shall not escape. People ain't going to escape it. Because they're not paying attention. They're not hearing the words of the Lord. They're not hearing the voice of the men that the Lord set up to do this work, to preach this word. To preach the truth. So it's going to happen. And they think ain't nothing finna happen. But the Lord ain't playing. Last point. Psalms 73 verse 18. It says, "Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction." So the Lord has set this devil in slippery places. A place where he can't get his footing. He's going down and he ain't going to be able to get back up. The Lord has cast this devil down into destruction. The Lord has passed his judgment and it will happen. So while these devils are walking around and are trying to have purposely or plausible deniability, is not going to work. The Lord ain't finna leave no room for plausible deniability. He's not finna leave no room for, we didn't know. He's not going to leave any room for people to try to ignore what's going on. The Lord has set this devil in slippery places, and the Lord has cast these devils down, their rulership and their power structure in the earth, into destruction. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it's going to happen. Nuclear judgment will be brought to the earth, and it's going to hit Babylon, America. It's going to affect the rest of the world, but again, the world will not be destroyed in totality. But the Lord is going to destroy Babylon, America, and he gonna let a couple of those nuclear payloaded weapons of indignation hit over there, and over there where them 48 fakers at, because they supposed to be the people, but when you read scripture, they don't fit it. Because it says in the scripture that the children of Israel, when they return to their land, the world, oikomene, completely, the whole entire compass world will know war no more. World War III is here and it's happening. The river Euphrates done dried up. The valley of Jehoshaphat. And the Lord finna gather these nations and he finna bring them over there. And he's gonna judge them. Plead with them there for what they did to the Lord's people. But yeah, they can play with it all they want. This atomic doomsday clock, whatever. They can play with it all they want. But the Lord gonna bring that judgment. And he gonna allow that judgment to happen. And with that, shalom.